Welcome to episode 8. In this episode we travel from Antigua to the Bahamas and have a change of plans in the BVI. We chill out in Antigua and enjoy the start of the RORC 600-mile island race around the Caribbean.
Gotta cross and you get wet.
After a few days relaxing from our Atlantic crossing, it's time to move on to St. Martin. We get some healthy waves and good wind for the trip over there.
St. Kitts. On the Midnight Sun 3 are cooking us a delicious lunch of burgers. And Captain Ron is in his quarters sleeping.
We took our tour around the island to see what devastation the storms had done. And while some areas were recovering well, it was obvious that Oyster Pond, the typical place where charter boats go out of, has still got a long way to go. Once again, it's time to move on, and this time our destination is the BVI. Our original plans were to leave the boat in the BVI and place it in charter, but those plans changed. We spent 3 weeks in the BVI before anticipating to hand our boat over to Dream Yacht Charters. This had been our original plan. However, because of lack of warranty support during our trip and just generally a poor experience with warranty support and commitments to make repairs in the BVI, we decided to abandon the charter idea and decided to bring the boat home to Alabama. Obviously, this extended our trip. We removed the Dream Yacht logo and continued on, and I've been very pleased with our decision.
Yeah, brother, you got it. Have it from again.
We also had a crew change at this time. Ron and Julie had to leave to go back to work. And our son, Austin, decided to abandon ship and jump on another catamaran heading back to Florida, which was a great experience for him. But Larry and Tracy stayed with us the entire trip back.
Yeah, that worked out really well.
Somebody, Daddy!
Hopefully they know each other. Neither of them. Not in front of God and everybody. You and him will do that?
So here we are at Bubbly Pool, which, okay, maybe you think it hasn't changed too much, but wait till I turn around and look behind the Bubbly Pool. That was all wooded, and the pool came back further, I think. Way, way different.
You just gotta hop in.
It's not a thing.
And if you sit right there when it's running out, it's like pulls you.
That's not tempting me at all.
Come on, do it with me. Come on.
Be cool.
Here we go.
Here's a good one.
Another one.
Oh, that was good.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Here comes another. Yes.
I can see it.
Oh, I saw it up there. I'm pretty sure I got that one.
Yeah, when it hit the rock, way out there thinking, oh no, it's a big one. Hey, hurry.
Here it comes. Here comes a good.
Oh!
Oh, there it is.
Here comes the big one.
What you been chomping on?
Orange.
Just back from the bubbly pool. And hey, Patrick, it doesn't get any better than this.
Getting better than this.
Champagne Bubbly Pool is one of our favourite spots, but another favourite spot is Antigua, where we rented scooters.
Here we are, riding on our scooter, having a fun time at the Fisherman's Wharf. Wasn't much. Apparently the tide is out. Dora the Explorer and our Capitan is up in front. Driving through the settlement on Antigua. tan. Lawnmower. The settlement was hit hard.
This way. This way.
And let somebody behind us. This is our first time ever on Antigua in the settlement.
Big bamboo. Only people here so far, I think. Here we are leaving the British Virgin Isles, entering the US Virgin Isles. St. John over this side. And we're going to go to Christmas Cove and hopefully get pizza pie from Pizza Pie. Beautiful day. Just said goodbye to friends, Dadam, and they had a problem with the boat chasing them, but anyway, it all turned out good. So we're going to be heading for Puerto Rico and then the Dominican Republic and Bahamas, hopefully catch up with friends there, and then back home to Alabama, Florida, etc., etc., etc. We managed to catch up with our new friends on Kuma 2, the boat that our son Austin had decided to crew on for the trip home. And of course we managed to get some pizza pie. We are approaching Vieques, Puerto Rico. In the background over there you can see mainland Puerto Rico. Vieques is a island off the coast of Puerto Rico. It used to be used as a US bombing practice area that has been recently opened up again. Not sure if you can see this, but there's a turtle stuck in the floats of a crab pot, and we are going to attempt to rescue him. We have just launched the rescue boat, aka the dinghy. The rescue crew is getting ready to see if we can get to him while I maintain the rescue crew getting ready. So this video is editing. Grab the hook for a minute. And there he's diving down. He is right there. Attached somehow to those two floats. Scared turtle. Careful, I don't run over him. He's still attached. It's around his front flipper somehow. A big cheer. Go back and rescue the rescuers. Excellent. Now rescue the rescuers.
First I thought maybe I could unwrap it, but I couldn't hold it.
Yeah.
Well, you probably was swimming over it and do that little loop right there. He got a loop around it. That's what he did. He had a loop wrapped around his.
Yeah, it's all right around this way.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, good job, everyone.
That makes the day, huh?
Rescuing champagne.
Yes.
Now that turtle loves that.
We really enjoyed the trip across Vieques and Puerto Rico. It was a really interesting coast with some nice little anchorages and not too many boats. Said there was a lot of manatees in here, so we need to look out for them.
Yeah.
This place must be the power central of Puerto Rico. That's the coal-fired plant, the gas-fired plant, old oil-fired plant, and now wind turbines. So all in the area that was hit by the hurricane, of course. So, pretty low-lying area, but they always seem to do that. Bahia Guanica. Just going in for a look around. Kind of interesting. Coastline of the west end of Puerto Rico. And we're going to kind of get around the west end today, I think. See where we get to. Just like when we were in Portugal, we found Puerto Rico to be a surprise. We really enjoyed our time there. People were friendly, the marinas that we stayed in were great, and we found some wonderful little anchorages. Say hi. Here we are crossing the Mona Passage, motoring across the Mona Passage. Quite a notorious piece of water, and we seem to fortunately hit it on a calm day.
Entre las gomas y mientras tenga que cambiar la radio de estación porque cada canción me hable de ti, y me hable de ti. La vida se me esconde detrás de una promesa sin cumplir. De dónde nace alguna explicación, de dónde nace otra canción, y ya no sé bien qué se esconde. Yo ya no sé bien qué se esconde. ¡Arriba! Y yo sé que tal vez tú nunca escuches mi canción.
It's time to believe it. That after all is said and done, you're gonna be the lonely one. Oh, do you believe? Something inside me say, I really don't think it's okay now.
calm day on the Mona Passage. We are motoring because there's next to no wind. Still some pretty big rollers coming in off the Atlantic. Probably hard to see them, but probably 5-6 feet going up and down them, widely spaced. So we're not feeling it at all, but there's one. And very pleasant, comfortable ride for the Mona Passage especially. Over here, we're a couple of miles offshore from the Dominican Republic. It's just starting to get a little mountainous, and we are heading over yonder in the distance into Samana Bay, or Samana Bay. I think they pronounce it Samana, which is where the humpback whales come to have their babies, according to my daughter. Haven't seen a whale yet, not since we left Cape Verde, but maybe we'll see one. The tourist information says the humpback whales are here from January 15th to March 30th, and it's March 30th, so maybe they all go home today. We will see. Well, here we are in Samana after a late arrival. Got in after dark, weren't quite sure where we were going. Finally got the hook to set after I think 5 attempts in different areas in this little bay. Weaving between these boats at night wasn't fun. There's the Armada over there. Not sure if we're going to get a visit or not. We're going to try and get our coffee and get on out of here before they come. That way we can get to the marina, which is just a couple of miles away. But anyway, this is the town of Samana, Dominican Republic. Some kind of a big hotel up on the hill. Sorry?
Put some water on for Janet.
Yeah. And say the marina's just around the corner there somewhere. This seems like a bridge to nowhere. Shows that there's a causeway on the chart, and it just seems to go out to this little island thing. Not sure what that's all about. Anyway, Samana. We enjoyed our time in Dominican Republic. The check-in and check-out process was a bit laborious and very much like Cuba. The area was breathtaking with significant wildlife. The huge disparity between the custom-built resorts, where the marinas tend to be, and the interior, which was quite poverty-stricken. El limón. This is it. Certainly the highlight of our experience in Dominican Republic was a trip to the national park, which is located a short sail across from Samana. The area was breathtaking, with some significant wildlife and wonderful scenery.
Guatemala coming up in the Rio.
Beautiful. This looks like a pretty new dock. Little dock with a little cover of some kind. Seems like an odd place for it to be.
This is obviously the entrance to something.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like a safe though.
Needs some work.
It's going to get shallow right here, Neil.
Yeah. Very. Oh, this went up.
There's the string there.
Little cave in there.
So there's a sign up there, so I bet there's a trail that goes around to the right.
Yeah, you gotta
Oh,
see
yeah.
something.
There's waterfalls in that picture.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to run up there and look? See what the sign says. We can decide.
There's a lot of barnacles on the. Watch your back, Neil. Watch your back on the ledge.
Watch your back.
Watch your back. And the barnacles on these pilings, just be careful. Right. I mean, it's shale, so it's.
Yeah, it's like, phew. Dodge them. They think I'm a beehive.
This is a pretty interesting. It does. Like a, yeah.
See that? That's birds. Birds, yeah.
The river, hopefully. Very high.
See the bottom?
Well, it's okay.
Kind of muddy, so probably.
You got the GoPro, baby?
Yeah. Nope, this isn't it. This isn't the river. I think it's around the other side of this mountain here. Or hill, or whatever you call it.
the Mama Juana.
I mean, there's obviously.
If you come back in another 10,000 years, those two may have joined. Looking back from the National Park in Dominican Republic back towards Samana Bay, and this is a little bay just called Bay de Lorenzo or something. Just beautiful. We thought we were all alone, but then we spied right in front of us on this little island. You see the little boat over there. And that's a guy, I think he's living in a cave. Asian refugee or Dominican. He certainly appears to be living over there. The coastline here is literally riddled with little inlets and caves. And you could easily spend days exploring this area. It was really quite a wonderful place. This is one of the bigger wave days we've had. Can't capture the size of the waves. It's always really difficult to do that. So I don't know whether this is going to give any impression of what it's like at all. There's some big ones out there. Here comes a big one right now. Don't get any better than this.
Don't get any better than this, cat bastard.
Don't get any better than this. Send with a refuge left. Don't get any better than this. Send with a refuge left.
We were looking forward to exploring Lupron. We'd heard good things about it. However, our experience was not that great. We found the facilities to be in pretty poor condition. Things were cheap, yes, that's for sure. But we had a bad experience with a DEA official that we had to bribe in order to leave the port. And that kind of gave us a sour taste, and we were just glad to be on our way to the Bahamas. But they do have a store. Coming up on the border of Haiti, moving across over here to Great Antigua in the Bahamas is our intended destination. Got about 25-26 knots of wind, doing about 7 knots with a reefed jib and a single reef in the main, which we put in when the wind got up to 35 knots. That was fun. We weren't really expecting that. Weather forecast was for about 20 knots of wind, gusting to 25. And here we are, we're not really seeing much less than 23, 24, and still puffing up to close to 30. We had a spell when it was constantly 26, 27, gusting to about 35. Well, we were once again happy to be in the Bahamas. Here at Great Antigua, George, the dockmaster, was absolutely wonderful. The customs officials were so welcoming and helpful. It was such a pleasant surprise after the experience we'd had in the Dominican Republic.